Welcome to the AI Hub, a podcast for AI-driven side hustles designed for IT professionals like you.
From cutting-edge AI tools to practical, no-nonsense tips, each episode brings you closer to turning tech into income.
Tune in to discover smart and sustainable ways to boost your career and income with AI.
Hey everyone, and welcome to AI Hub. I'm Larry.
And I'm Amanda.
And we're going to dive deep into something pretty cool today.
Yeah, we are. It's OpenAI's new tool, Deep Research. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, it's been making the rounds. Everyone's talking about it.
It's like this, imagine having an AI that could answer just about any research question you throw at it.
Right. It's like having a super-powered research assistant.
Exactly. And it's like combing through mountains of research papers online, millions of them.
I saw that article where it even ran calculations based on the data that it found.
Oh, yeah. That was wild. I mean, this thing could totally change how we do research.
Not even just for academics and stuff.
I think about businesses, journalists.
Anyone who needs to quickly get up to speed on a complex topic.
Exactly.
There is a catch though, right?
Well, yeah, there's a bit of a catch.
It's not exactly cheap.
Yeah, it's like $200 a month.
Which is a lot.
That's where the open source community comes in though, right?
Yeah, tell me about that.
So there's this group, Hugging Face, and they're building their own version. It's called Open Deep Research.
Okay.
And what's really interesting is they're actually using one of OpenAI's own language models, O1, as part of their framework.
So they're not starting from scratch. They're building on what's already there.
Exactly.
Pretty clever.
But wait a minute. Wouldn't using OpenAI's model make it kind of not really open?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Right. Well, that's where it gets interesting.
Yeah.
They're using OpenAI's model, but the real key is the agentic framework that they built around it.
Agentic framework. What's that?
Well, think of it like giving the AI a set of instructions, find all the research on this topic, summarize the findings, and then compare it to research on this other topic.
Okay, so like a guide for the AI.
Exactly. And that framework itself is open source, so anyone can look at it, adapt it for their own projects.
Oh, that's pretty neat, even if OpenAI decides to lock down their model.
Exactly. The instructions are out there.
Okay, so how does Open Deep Research actually stack up against the original?
Well, there is a difference in performance. So Open Deep Research scores about 54% on something called the GAIA benchmark.
GAIA benchmark?
Yeah, basically it's a test to see how well general AI assistants can understand complex requests and respond to them, how smart they are.
Right.
And compared to deep research, which scores 67.36%.
There's a bit of a gap there.
There's definitely room for improvement.
But I mean, still.
But you're getting, a good chunk of the functionality at zero cost.
Yeah, true. And this is just the beginning, right?
Exactly what excites me is that this whole project is on GitHub. It's open for anyone to check it out, contribute to it, improve it.
That's the beauty of open source, right?
Exactly, that collaborative spirit.
So speaking of checking it out, I actually tried the public demo of Open Deep Research, and it crashed on me.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Seems like a lot of people are trying to get their hands on it.
Well, that's a good sign, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's interest.
Definitely. But it also brings up another point. Open Deep Research, while promising, is still missing a key ingredient.
Okay, I'm listening. What's that?
OpenAI's O3 model.
O3. This is like their secret sauce, right?
Exactly. It's what gives deep research its edge. And, most of the attempts to replicate deep research, they're using open models and tools. But without O3, it's tough to match that performance.
So until someone cracks the code of O3 or builds an open source equivalent, it's a bit of a mystery.
Yeah, a bit of a black box.
Okay, so OpenAI has a head start, but do you think the open source community can catch up?
I'm optimistic.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it time and time again, right? Open source projects can be incredibly agile. Think about Linux, Firefox, Bitcoin.
Started as underdog.
Exactly, and now look at them. That power of collective ingenuity, a shared goal. It's pretty remarkable.
That's a good point.
So I think it's definitely possible.
Okay, so even if Open Deep Research isn't as powerful yet, just the fact that it's open source, what kind of possibilities does that open up?
Well, I mean, imagine a world where high school students have access to the same research power as university professors or, small businesses can leverage this kind of tool to stay ahead of the curve. That's the potential we're talking about here.
That's a really compelling thought.
It is pretty wild, right?
Yeah, but building something this complex is no walk in the park.
Yeah.
You're asking an AI to not only understand human language, but then navigate the vastness of the internet, sift through all these research papers, extract the relevant information, and put it all together in a clear and accurate response.
It's a monumental undertaking, you're right.
It is.
It requires sophisticated natural language processing, web navigation, the ability to critically evaluate information.
And that's where the open source approach becomes even more important, right?
Exactly, because with more eyes on the project, more people inspecting the code, testing it, contributing their ideas, the chances of identifying and addressing potential issues, they just increase significantly.
So it's like a safety net.
Exactly, making sure that the technology develops responsibly, and that's something that we'll be diving deeper into in the next part of our deep dive.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be exploring the challenges and ethical considerations surrounding open deep research and what it all means for the future of research and knowledge access.
Definitely some food for thought, folks. Stay tuned for the next part of our deep dive.
We'll be right back after a quick break. So we've been talking about how open deep research is this incredible effort to make these powerful research tools accessible to everyone. But we've also touched on some of the challenges that they face, like their reliance on OpenAI's O1 model.
Right. It's like a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It gives them a good foundation to build upon, but it also creates a dependency.
Exactly what happens if OpenAI changes their terms of service or restricts access to O1.
Oh, that would be a major setback.
It would.
It highlights that tension that's always kind of there.
Yeah.
Between the open source movement and the increasingly commercialized world of AI development.
Yeah, for sure. But, this is also where the strength of the open source community really shines.
How so?
Well, think about it. The more developers that contribute to open deep research, the more likely they are to find alternative solutions. Maybe even develop their own open source model that could rival O3.
Oh, wow. So like a collective brain power pushing the boundaries.
Exactly. And that's the whole ethos of open source, right?
Yeah.
It's about collaboration sharing, knowledge building on each other's work.
Okay. I can see how that collaborative spirit is crucial here.
Yeah.
But let's be realistic for a second. Building something as complex as open deep research is no small feat.
It's a huge undertaking, you're right.
We're talking about teaching an AI to understand the nuances of human language, to navigate the vast and often messy landscape of the internet, and to critically evaluate information.
You're hitting on some really important points there, and it requires a deep understanding of not just natural language processing and web navigation, but also, the ability to discern credible sources from unreliable ones. It's a multifaceted challenge.
It really is. It makes you wonder, with all this talk about democratizing research and making knowledge accessible to everyone, are we also kind of opening a Pandora's box?
Ooh.
What if this technology falls into the wrong hands?
That's a valid concern. With any powerful tool, there's always the potential for misuse, but I think the benefits outweigh the risks.
How so?
Well, think about it this way. Restricting access to knowledge has never really worked. It just creates an imbalance of power. But openly sharing knowledge that encourages scrutiny, debate, and ultimately a better understanding of the world around us.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's like that saying, sunlight is the best disinfectant. The more open and transparent we are with information, the less likely it is to be manipulated or used for harmful purposes.
Exactly. And that's why the open source nature of open deep research is so important. It allows for greater accountability transparency. It allows for the community to collectively identify and address potential issues before they become major problems.
So it's not just about building cool technology, it's about building it responsibly.
Absolutely. And that responsibility extends beyond just the developers. It also falls on us, the users, to be critical thinkers, to evaluate information carefully, and to be aware of the potential biases that might exist within any data set or algorithm.
It's a shared responsibility then.
It is.
We all have a role to play in ensuring that these powerful tools are used ethically and for the benefit of society.
100%. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the broader implications of projects like Open Deep Research. What does it tell us about the future of research and knowledge access?
Well, to me, it signals a potential paradigm shift.
Yeah.
Traditionally, research has been confined within the walls of academia and institutions with the resources to access these expensive databases and journals.
It's been a very exclusive club, you're right.
It has.
And even for those with access, research can be incredibly time-consuming,
Oh, yeah.
Imagine having to manually sift through stacks of papers and journals to find the information you need.
It's like searching for a needle in a haystack.
Exactly. But tools like Deep Research and its open source counterparts, they have the potential to break down those barriers and level the playing field.
For anyone with an internet connection.
Exactly. Think about the possibilities high school students conducting their own scientific experiments, citizen scientists contributing to major discoveries, entrepreneurs validating their business ideas with real data. I mean, it's pretty incredible.
It sounds almost utopian, but realistically, do you think we'll ever get to a point where AI can truly replace human researchers?
That's a great question, and it's one that sparks a lot of debate, personally. I don't think AI will ever fully replace human researchers. There's a certain level of creativity, critical thinking, intuition that's unique to humans, at least for now.
So it's more about AI augmenting human capabilities rather than replacing them altogether.
Exactly. AI can handle the heavy lifting, the data processing, the pattern recognition. But it's ultimately up to humans to interpret those findings, to ask the right questions, and to draw meaningful conclusions.
It's a partnership then.
It is partnership.
Each side bringing its strengths to the table.
Exactly. And I think that's where the real magic happens when we combine the power of AI with human ingenuity. We unlock a whole new level of possibility.
I'm really starting to see the potential here. This isn't just about making research easier. It's about fundamentally changing how we learn and understand the world around us.
You got it. And it's not just about academic research either. Imagine the impact this could have on journalism, on policymaking, on healthcare. It's about empowering individuals to make more informed decisions in all aspects of their lives.
Wow, that's powerful. Okay, so we've talked about the potential, the challenges, the ethical considerations, but what does this all mean for our listeners? What's the takeaway here?
Well, the takeaway is that we're on the cusp of a major transformation in how we access and interact with knowledge tools like open deep research, while still in their early stages, represent a glimpse into a future where information is more readily available and where individuals have the power to explore, learn, and contribute to the collective understanding of our world.
That's a pretty exciting thought. It makes you want to roll up your sleeves and get involved, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and that's exactly what we're going to encourage our listeners to do. In the final part of our deep dive, we'll be discussing ways to get involved in the open source community, how to stay informed about the latest developments in this space, and how to make your voice heard in shaping the future of AI. So stick with us.
So we've talked a lot about open deep research and the possibilities and the challenges and all that.
Yeah, it's a big topic.
It is a huge topic, and it's exciting to think about where all of this is heading.
Absolutely. It feels like we're just at the tip of the iceberg.
Right. So for our listeners out there who are like, okay, this is cool, but what can I actually do?
Yeah, how can they get involved?
Right. How can they get involved and help shape the future of open source AI?
Well, first of all, just dive in. There are so many amazing open source projects out there, like Open Deep Research, that are actively looking for people to contribute.
That's right.
And it doesn't matter if you're a coder, a researcher, or just someone who's passionate about knowledge, there's a place for everyone.
Yeah, and platforms like GitHub are a great place to start.
They're like hubs for collaboration.
Yeah, you can find projects that align with your interests, contribute your skills, learn from others.
Exactly. And even if you're not a tech expert, there's still ways to get involved.
Right.
Spread the word about open source AI, engage in discussions, online support organizations that are championing these initiatives.
I think the key takeaway here is that the future of AI, it's too important to be left in the hands of just a few companies or institutions.
It really is.
It's up to all of us to make sure that these powerful tools are developed and used responsibly for the benefit of society.
100%. And remember, open source AI is constantly evolving. New projects are popping up. Breakthroughs are happening. It's a really dynamic and exciting field to be a part of.
So stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged.
Exactly.
And if you want to learn more about Open Deep Research and other open source AI initiatives, we've got some links in the show notes.
Yeah, check those out.
And of course, if you want to keep up with all the latest developments in the world of AI, you know what to do.
Hit that subscribe button.
That's right. Subscribe to AI Hub. We're your guides to the world of artificial intelligence, helping you navigate the complexities and understand what it all means.
And until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
We'll see you in the next deep dive.
Welcome to the AI Hub, a podcast for AI-driven side hustles designed for IT professionals like you.
From cutting-edge AI tools to practical, no-nonsense tips, each episode brings you closer to turning tech into income.
Tune in to discover smart and sustainable ways to boost your career and income with AI.